some of these dudes, by becoming king, by having a better army at the right time, William the Conqueror or whatever, is in the right place at the right time with the right army, and there's a weakness at the right moment, and he comes over and he exploits it and ends up probably having, I don't know, 1,000 children, and those children are high up people who maybe have a ton of. The species is different now because of him. Like if forget England's different, or European borders look different. Like we look different, and because of a small handful of people. Sometimes I think I'm like, oh, this part of the world, I can recognize someone's Greek, someone's Persian, someone's wherever, because they kind of have certain facial features, and I'm like, it may have happened. I mean, obviously that's a population, but it may be that like someone 600 years ago that looked like that really spread their seed, and that's why the ethnicity looks kind of like that now. Sorry. Anyway.
Yeah. Do you think individuals like that can turn the direction of history, or is that an illusion, that narrative we tell ourselves?
Well, it's both. I mean, so I said William the Conqueror, right, or Hitler, right? It's not that Hitler was born and destined to be great at all, right? I think in a lot of cases, he's some frustrated artist with a temper who's turning over the table in his studio and hitting his wife and being kind of a dick and a total nobody, right? I think almost all the times you could have put Hitler baby on Earth. He's a rando, right? And maybe he's maybe sometimes he becomes some kind of, he uses this speaking ability because that ability was going to be there either way, but maybe he uses it for something else. But that said, I think but it's not that, World War II was going to happen either way, right? So it's both. It's that like these circumstances were one way, and this person came along at the right time, and those two made a match made in this case, hell.
But it makes you wonder, yes, it's a match in hell, but are there other people that could have taken his place? Or do these people that stand out, they're the rare spark of that genius, whether it take us towards evil, towards good, whether those figures singularly define the trajectory of humanity? What defines the trajectory of humanity in the 21st century, for example? Might be the influence of AI, might be the influence of nuclear war, negative or positive, not in the case of nuclear war, but the bioengineering, nanotech, virology. What else is there? Maybe the structure of governments and so on. Maybe the structure of universities. I don't know. There could be singular figures that stand up and lead the way for human.
There will be.
But I wonder if the society is the thing that manifests that person, or that person really does have a huge impact.
I think it's probably a spectrum where there are some cases when a circumstance was such that something like what happened was going to happen. If you pluck that person from the earth, I don't know whether the Mongols is a good example or not, but maybe it could be that if you plucked Genghis Khan as a baby, there was, because of the specific way Chinese civilization was at that time and the specific, climate, that was causing a certain kind of pressure on the Mongols, and the way they still had their great archers, and they had their horses, and they had a lot of the same advantages. So maybe it was like, it was waiting to happen, right? It was going to happen either way, and may not have happened to the extent or whatever. So maybe, or you could go the full other direction and say, actually, this was probably not going to happen. And I think World War II is an example where I kind of think World War II really was kind of the work of it. Of course, it relied on all these other circumstances. You had to have the resentment in Germany. You have to have the Great Depression. But I think if you take Hitler out, I'm pretty sure World War II doesn't happen.